Welcome back, everybody, and today we are making tiramisu. Alright, as you know by the sneak preview image, you already know what we're making, and that is, again, tiramisu cake. So I want to go over quickly what you're going to need before you get started, and then we'll get right into it. You're going to need a pan this size for the actual cake. You're going to need this to probably melt something down. You're going to need all these different measuring cups. Okay, you're going to need a large mixing bowl, a small mixing bowl. You're going to need an electric beater. You're going to need some rum. It doesn't have to be anything particular, but it's got to be some sort of rum. A hand mixer. You're going to need a spatula, just like that. You're going to need one of the main ingredients in this tiramisu recipe are lady fingers. Okay, you can find it at your nearest supermarket. Mascarpone cheese. Okay, another ingredient in the cake. Then we have some vanilla extract. Let's just wait for the camera to focus, but it doesn't want to do that. We have some cocoa. We have some heavy cream. I don't even know what that is. What is this thing?
That's to separate the
Oh, it's a yolk? It's a yolk separator?
From the egg white.
Interesting. So that's a yolk separator. 2 different mixing bowls. You're going to need, how many eggs do they need?
6.
You're going to need 6 eggs, just as you see there. You're going to need some coffee. Okay, just a regular cup of coffee, as strong as you want it to be. You're going to need some milk and some sugar. Let's get right into it. So let's start out with the egg by separating the egg white. Yep, that worked out. And this is how you go about separating the yolk from the egg white. As you see, we could use that utensil, or you could do it by hand. I prefer to do it by hand. Alexa does not. Or you could actually just drop it right into the egg white and use that to scoop out the actual yolk. Looks a little messy, but it works. So as soon as we separated the egg whites and the yolks, what you're going to do is, this isn't being heated at all. We're just putting it on the stove onto this pan just for the mixing purpose. So as you saw there, we took all of the yolks, and how much sugar did we put in?
3/4 of a cup.
3/4 of a cup of regular sugar, and that's just being mixed up. And what are you going to add additional to that?
2/3 of a cup of milk.
2/3 of a cup of milk. And basically you're just mixing it around, right?
But I'm gonna, once this is blended, turn on the heat to medium heat.
Oh, okay, so you are going to be heating it at a medium heat after it's all kind of mixed up.
Correct.
Got it. Alright, let's wait for that heat. Turning on the heat now, and how long is this going for until...
So constantly stirring until it boils, and then keep stirring for a minute while it boils.
Got it. Alright, so just light stirring, and only for a few minutes, right?
Until it boils.
Oh, until it boils. Got it. So wait until it boils, consistently just kind of skimming through it. Now that this has come to a boil, basically, as you can see, the color consistency completely has changed. What you want to do is take it off the heat, let it chill for just a few minutes. You want to cover it up. Once the pan is actually cooled down a little bit, you want to put it into the fridge. Alright, what's next?
1 1/4 of the heavy cream.
Right.
And then a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla.
Alright, go. Alright, now that it's been chilled in the fridge for long enough, we are taking how much cream?
1 1/4.
1 1/4 of cream. Now, oh, okay, there's the quarter. Okay, so you're putting that into the small mixing bowl, and now what?
Then we're going to do a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla.
1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Okay, now what?
And then we beat it until we form peaks.
And then you beat it, and then you beat it until you form peaks?
Yep.
What does it mean by peaks?
You'll see. It turns into like a whipped cream.
Okay. Alright, and as you can see there, that is what it's called to create peaks. As you can see, it's like little mountains.
It's whipped cream.
Yeah, so literally we just created whipped cream for the tiramisu. Look at that. Alright, let's go to the next step. Alright, now this is the frozen yolk.
It's not frozen, it's refrigerated.
Well, it's refrigerated, right. This is what's been refrigerating for the last hour. We spill it into the large mixing bowl, and then what are we going to do?
We're going to whisk in the mascarpone cheese.
Okay, so as soon as this is placed in the large mixing bowl, we're going to take the mascarpone cheese, drop it in here as well, and then we're going to hand whisk it. So how much of the cheese do you put in?
A pound.
A pound. So is that the entire container?
Yep.
Gotcha. Is this a diet-friendly dessert?
What do you think?
As soon as everything is inside, the mascarpone cheese as well as the refrigerated yolks, go ahead and mix it all around. It smells interesting. It smells desserty. It smells good. Alright, so now we're going to do a half a cup of coffee. Alright. Next, how much is that?
I'm going to do 2 tablespoons. Actually, we're going to do 4 tablespoons of rum.
4 tablespoons of rum. This is going to be a spicy little cake. What's next?
And then we dip the ladyfingers.
Oh my gosh, alright. So you have to dip each one of the ladyfingers into the rum coffee concoction and then place them just across this entire little pan?
Mm-hmm.
Got it. So as you guys saw, we took these ladyfingers, we dipped them into the coffee and rum concoction. Now we gave the first layer of the cake. We're only going to keep it this long right here. Don't even think about this side right here. So basically this is getting done right here. This is the initial layer. Now we're going to be pouring this right over the first layer. Okay, and then you're going to put that whipped cream that you created right over this. Then we're going to put another layer of the ladyfingers on top of that, and then we're going to do the same thing with this concoction as well as the whipped cream, and then we'll go from there. So just kind of spread that around and cover all of the pre-soaked ladyfingers, as you can see Alexa doing there. Now that we've completed that first layer of that mix with the yolk, now we're going to be putting the whipped cream. Spread it through evenly. So as you can see here, we are now adding that second layer. Basically it's all complete. We put it all across the additional layer on top right after the whipped cream. And we're about to be done. And now we're going to repeat those same steps one more time. Go ahead and drip some of that last bit of coffee and rum right across. Use every drop that you can, guys. Perfect. Alright, and we're now going to reapply the yolk mixture first. And then as soon as that's spread throughout, we're going to apply the whipped cream again. And now, after you've layered the yolk concoction, now we're going to be putting that whipped cream on top one last time. Alright, now that we've completed the layering, as you guys can see, it is double layered. It's pretty high up, basically, you know, taking up the entire room of this top layer right across. And the next step is to cover it in tin foil and to put it into the fridge for how long?
4 to 6 hours.
You're putting this into the fridge for 4 to 6 hours, which will allow it to harden up, which will allow the lady fingers to kind of almost dissolve and get spongy, creating one long layer across this cake. As soon as that's done, we're going to put across the Hershey cocoa powder, and we're going to show you what it looks like on the end result. Alright, well, we just took this out of the fridge. We let it sit in the fridge for approximately 6 hours now. As you can see here, we're kind of slicing it down. We're going to take a few slices out. We're going to sprinkle some of that cocoa on top, and we're going to let you know what it tastes like. Alright guys, well, here's the finished product. Check it out. This is our homemade tiramisu. Look at that. With that cocoa on top, those look awesome. Check it out. This is where it came from right here. As you can see, there's multiple layers. Those lady fingers kind of soaked in with the rum and everything else. Please, can I get a spoon so we can give it a taste test? That looks so good. Alright, here we go. Let me try it. This is what I got, guys. It's actually really, really good. Very rummy, but not too bad. But just enough, right? Just enough.
I like the lady fingers are still a little crunchy.
They are a little still.
They're not as soggy as when you usually get it.
Yeah. Good. Oh, you gotta watch out for some of that.
The cocoa.
Yeah, that chocolate powder. It'll hit you in the back of the neck, back of the throat. So, I have to say that's
the custard's really good.
Everything is really good. Everything came out really good. The custard, the whipped cream, everything is nice and just how it should be. We hope you guys like this recipe. Make sure to you know, subscribe and give us a thumbs up if you like the video. We'll see you in the next one.